You always hear very common conversations, common ground for the average person to establish conversation. But there's always people who want to know more and seek purpose in life. Then when I sit and think about common problems and common conversation, I find that there is profound differences and proven consistency in particular elements of life that justify proof for belief and success, and proven strategies and methods that deliver outcomes. It is clear that Islam solves a lot of, if not all, the modern day obstacles that both men and women face. What strikes me about this religion is that there's a huge misconception and massive influence towards the image of it, just the image. People believe that in order to be a Muslim, you should look a particular way. And from my experience, it's clear to see that the image of Islam is so emphasized and overemphasized that one of the primary focuses of good character is becoming lost every single day. And if men are to be the forefront of the household, the person who protects, is respected. I'm not saying women aren't respected. It's clear that Islam has a solution for that. There are people who believe that Jesus was not white and he was black. Yet, despite them believing that he was not white and black, they still attend church and pray in a church that pushes towards the narrative of white Jesus. And okay, during childhood, you don't have much of a choice. Your family might take you to church and you'll go to these places and pray. But the problem is that you're being told, and the narrative is that Jesus is white. But now you're of age, you have a choice. You have a choice to choose your belief. And if you're a person who's in a church and you believe that Jesus is a different race to what's pushed, there's a conflict of interest in your belief. That dilutes your belief because it's already a conflict of interest. And a person who's a real believer, like a die-hard believer, believes absolutely everything about their religion, and they would die for it because it's the truth. They believe no matter what happens, no matter what, this is what I believe. From the book, from the first page to the last page, to everything they're taught, this is the truth. And why I say that Islam solves a lot of problems. Now, I understand that there's a broad context in belief here because some people can agree or disagree here. But some people believe from an Islamic perspective that men can marry a non-Muslim woman. Of course, there's specifics, but to keep it simple, a Muslim man can marry a non-Muslim woman. And this is why in 2025, men, of course everybody, but men specifically should seek faith of some kind that they truly would die hard for and believe in. And if women of today have sacrificed home life in pursuit of a career or establishments and the government. It's down to the men. If you truly believe that men run the world, it's down to the men to take direction and seek God, because the woman cannot do this. The woman, the Muslim woman, cannot marry a non-Muslim. Of course there's specifics, but let's just keep it simple. Thousands of years ago, there's a prophet in Islam called Muhammad, and he always refers to his African companions and how much he favoured them. And he emphasised this in Islam. So let's just say you believe Jesus is black. And you've got Christianity pushing that Jesus is white. And you've got Catholics saying Jesus is white. It's down to you now to look into belief, faith, religion, and pick a side. Because for me, if you look at Islam in 2025, I don't mean look at the people with beards and the long gowns on and slippers on and the sticks and the prayer beads and the recitations blasting out the cars, and I'm going to prayer every Friday. I don't mean this. I'm not saying this isn't promoted or suggested in Islamic belief, but I'm saying look beyond image and seek the core elements of everything that you insist to follow, that your spirit draws you to naturally. And I say naturally because those who are guided will be guided, and those who are misguided will be misguided, because that's what you're drawn to, no matter what you resist in your heart. And if there's something within you that draws you a particular way, about a particular avenue in existence, you've got to ask why. You've got to know more. You've got to seek the truth. You've got to know what's true and what's not true. You've got to believe what's true and believe what's false. It's all down to belief, because if you don't believe, you will never know. Belief is all of it, because imagine a baby learns how to crawl, then they learn how to walk, and then as we grow, we learn to jog, we learn to run, but we couldn't do any of that if our minds didn't believe that we could run a marathon, or we could walk or hike up a mountain. The first thing you do is intend to do it, then your mind, you have to convince your mind, believe in yourself to do it. It's the belief that gets you there. So if you're in a world or live in your life and you don't believe in anything, where are you going?